another episode of Entrepreneurs in Fuego. We're documenting the journey of incredible entrepreneurs. What's up, man?
Hey, how are you?
Peter Girgis, Girgis Financial.
Correct.
Wealth management?
Correct. So what differentiates my practice
Yes.
is personal attention. I basically want to take pride in what I do. It's about you, your life goals. So when you first walk in the door, you're greeted by my assistant and you feel very welcome. You're taken to a nice conference room and we talk about you. We don't talk about financial jargons. We don't talk about what's happening in textbooks. We talk about you and how your life is impacted.
You went right to it, right? I mean, you just boom, right there, bam.
Exactly.
You give me any chance of it. Look, this is what I like about you, because you're all about knowledge. You just knowledge is power.
Correct.
In your platforms and everything that you do, you educate people, and that's what you do, and that's what you do very good.
Correct. I always say my clients are my best friends because as you become my client, we go through all the life events together, whether it's a new job, marriage, kids, whatever it happens. And the best thing, when you do retire and you walk in that door, you feel compelled, you feel you're accomplished. And that's how I measure success. My measurement of success is by how successful you are at meeting your goals. It's not about my agenda, it's about your agenda. The best analogy I use is I'm a quarterback. So I basically give you the resources, but I let you be in the driver's seat. And that's what makes me different in the marketplace.
What is the biggest challenge, though? I mean, I see your position as an advisor, as a quarterback, as you describe yourself, as providing people with knowledge, with the tools to better themselves. What do you see one of the biggest challenges that you find with some of the clients that where you're looking at their financial structure and you say, well, based on your goals, based on what you're looking to do, this is, I think, the path that you should take.
Sure.
And the client says, baby,
Sure.
I don't know, I disagree.
The biggest challenge is changing investor behavior. As human beings, we're in tune for instant gratification. We want something now.
I want 18% by next month.
Exactly. So I have to change that mentality that it's not going to happen today, it's not going to happen tomorrow. This is long-term approach, long-term thinking. So my theory is you want to own that business, you want to buy that house, you want to put your kids through college. That's going to happen regardless of what's happening in the economy. So we have to plan around the economic events that are happening, and that's how we plan about it. If you basically hear in the news, I want to buy this XYZ stock, it's like, why do you want to buy that stock? And most people don't understand why. So we actually have to take a step back and understand what is the theory or what's the intention behind it, or what is the hidden agenda of that person that actually told you that or advertised it to millions of people.
Because usually if I go to you and I say, I want to buy this particular stock, is because my cousin's friend who works on my uncle's shop, who knows this other, he gave me this tip.
Exactly.
So it's not necessarily an educated decision that this client might come to you, but it's actually something that they might have heard from somebody else.
Correct.
All right.
So I feel a lot of people can benefit from my service, but most important, if you're in transition, you just quit your job, you got fired, whatever the reason is, that's where you need my service the most. You have the big decision. A lot of times we have decisions that are one-time decisions. You're offered a pension buyout. That's a very life-changing event. That one decision can make it or break your life.
Let's talk about your entrepreneurial journey. Prior to forming your own business, did you work for corporate America? Where were you?
Correct. So I started by working for 3 major companies that are well known. And I felt the company approach came first. It was all about the company goals. The customer came second. So what makes my firm different?
So in other words, let me understand this. So you felt pressure to sell a particular product that would enable you to meet the company's goals so that you don't get fired, essentially.
Correct.
Right.
Incentive plans were
Okay.
structured around company profits instead of about the customer goals, in essence.
And so you say, no, I'm not going to do that. I want to take a different approach.
Correct.
All right.
Correct. So basically, I want to make sure that I empower you, the client, to take control.
The jump from the corporate world to being your own man in your own firm. Take me to that moment.
Sure.
I mean, it must have been scary, right? I mean, here you are, you're working for you're working for corporate America, and you know they have the resources, the infrastructure, etc., advertising, the marketing, you know, to advertise all these products. But here you are, you're taking a decision just to jump off the cliff, and hopefully you grow wings on the way down.
Correct.
Talk me to that moment.
The first 6 months were the hardest 6 months ever because you come in this new space. You're hoping clients come with you. Granted, I had the commitment of a handful of clients that they were going to come follow me, and that's what made it easier. But the first 6 months,
And they did?
They did.
Okay.
That made it a lot easier to do the transition. But the hardest thing was you have to do brochures yourself. You have to print everything yourself. You're the CEO, and you're the advisor, and you're the marketing director, you're the HR director, you're playing so many hats. So how time management is the most critical effect. And that's what I wanted, but I saw the long-term potential for the future client and the demand that my business had, and I knew it was very well worth it in the end.
The biggest challenge now, I see where you have the passion for advising clients and everything else, and now you're an entrepreneur. Your biggest challenge as an entrepreneur?
The
What is it?
biggest challenge is how do we grow from this point forward? Because I want to grow, but I want to make sure I grow at the right pace, at the right amount, because I don't want to grow too fast. I've seen it where companies grow too fast, where service lacks. My commitment to every client of mine, that service is top priority, that they're an actual name to me, they're not a number. So every client is a name, they're my friend, and that's my commitment to every client. So it's a very fine balance to keep it that way.
You want to grow, but you don't want to grow in the sense that you're going to have a disconnect with the clients that are coming in.
Correct. Speaking of growth, one important aspect of planning the future is I'm trying to reach that next generation. Now, it's not ready for rollout yet, but I'm going to invent this new platform, online platform for younger investor, and that's going to be tremendous. You basically have an online experience until you have a need for a financial advisor, and then you can come in contact with me. So I'm actually bridging that gap between do it yourself and then bam, jump all along. So you're actually going to get introduced to me, but I'm going to leave you alone because you just basically are 25, right out of college.
Right.
You have your first job, you're going to start investing. I'm going to give you empowerment in that tool. So I would say follow us on the website, on our Facebook page,
All right.
which is Girgis Invest, and that's going to be a link on the bottom of the screen. But Girgis, Girgis Invest. That would be very powerful. So I would say definitely stay in tune. And also, if you're a business owner, you want to empower your employee, make sure you talk to my plan, because I don't have a product I'm going to sell you. I'm going to consult you. I'm going to basically help make you, as the employer, be in the good light. You're going to offer your employee a retirement plan, a benefit package that is going to be top of the line, the top companies offer.
I'm going to be very honest with you. I've interviewed a lot of financial advisors, I've talked to a lot of financial people, but you have such a focus, a very distinct way of presenting yourself, which is unparalleled. And I think that is something to say about what you're doing, man. So I appreciate that.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Peter. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna take a. And there's some food still with Jennifer Johnson, who is a top chef. You see how I promote you, cross promote you, and everything over this thing. With that, we're out.